It is not uncommon for me to train someone for the first time who is an experienced lifter who says something to me at the end of the session like, I have been lifting for 15 years and I feel like I've never lifted before. And typically, this person is frustrated because they feel like they have wasted a lot of time. And when I hear this, I'm actually normally pretty excited because what that tells me is that this person who's been lifting for 15 years probably has wasted a lot of time, but that means they have a lot of progress that can be made and a lot of untapped potential. And what I've been thinking to myself is, for so many of you out there who probably are in the same boat, how can I help you avoid the same thing? You know, and I think one of the ways is by teaching you how to apply a few principles and experiment with a few things. So I have a homework assignment for you. I would like you to try something. I would like you to time one set of every lift you perform for a week. So you're going to perform your normal rep number, whatever that is. Make it your 8 reps, make it your 10 reps, make it your 12 reps, make it your 15 reps. I don't care. I want you to time it. And I don't want you to look at the time during the set. I want you to, on your phone or on your Apple Watch, whatever you have, hit the timer button, start the time, set it aside, do your set of however many reps you're going to perform. And when you're finished, look and see what the time was. I think you're going to be surprised at the amount of time that your set took. I think it's going to be less than you think. I think what happens is that when people lift, as they start to feel uncomfortable, time feels like it's an eternity, because when your muscles start burning and you start fatiguing, 1 second feels like 10. And so when your set's over, you're like, my Lord, that was a 2-minute set. And you look at the clock and it was 20 seconds. For the last year and a half, I have been going to a public gym outside of the private gym that I train in, and I time people's sets. This has been a little experiment that I've been doing. Obviously, it's not a a research study, but it's my own little experiment because I've been kind of wondering, what is the average amount of time the typical gym goer is under tension for? And what I have found is that the typical set lasts between 10 seconds and 20 seconds, typically hitting around the 15 seconds, which, if I'm training someone, that is a really short set. I stay up with the most current exercise research. If your goal is general health, muscle growth, lighter loads with maximal effort, pushing yourself either 2 reps close to failure, so basically to the point where maybe you could have done 2 more, maybe not during your set, or taking yourself to form failure each set, lighter loads, more time under tension has more value. So what this means is that you've got to pick a load that takes you to failure at a certain point in time. And this takes paying attention to your own workouts. And it takes a level of engagement that most people aren't giving, because it takes you beyond thinking about rep number 8 or rep number 10. Now you've got to worry about the duration of your set. Now, I use the word worry. I actually think this is really good because it keeps you engaged and in tune with your body. And people who pay attention to these things make way more progress than people who don't, because they stay engaged with their workouts, and they also are really into what their body is feeling during a certain lift. And that's super important. That's why I talk so much about this mind muscle connection thing. So as you're doing this little experiment, pay attention to, if you're getting to failure, and what that duration is that you're hitting that point. This isn't a matter of whether I think this works. I know this works, not just based on my own experience and the experience of my clients, but based on the research. These things work. It just comes down to, are you willing and are you disciplined enough to apply these principles? And that's up to you, whether or not you want to do this or not. But the way that I could guide you the best is to say, start timing your sets. You can still count the rep number, but just start timing them for your own information and then seeing how long they're taking. My guess is that they're going to be a lot shorter than you think. And if that's the case, then that's great, because it means that we can make some changes to your lifts and we can start maybe increasing the duration, increasing the time under tension, while even increasing the effort. So it's not going to make your workouts any easier. It's going to make them suck a lot more in a good way, and you're going to get a lot more from it. So play with these things, how much time each set is taking you, and then based upon that, what is your effort and are you getting to failure? And then what is the load you're lifting? All those three things, time, effort, and load, all are part of this equation, and they all can be tweaked. And I think that's what makes this stuff fun, is when you start learning how to tweak these variables and change your lifting experience to further your training advancement.